If there's one thing I know to be true in the world, it's that every woman, especially every mom, could benefit from more pleasure, passion, and play in her life, which is exactly why I'm so excited to announce that I have teamed up with several speakers from around the world to present the Sex and Motherhood Summit. Ignite more pleasure, passion, and play in the bedroom and beyond. As you may have experienced yourself, motherhood can be a challenging time to remain connected to the sexy, the passionate, the vibrant woman inside of you. But I promise you it doesn't have to be. And no matter how old you are, how many kids you have, or even if you're not a mom, it is not too late to reconnect with your sensuality and to live life fully in the present and in your pleasure. Look, I get it. We don't have very many examples of women really thriving in their pleasure through motherhood. No wonder so many of us lose touch with ourselves and we turn away from things that previously lit us up just to meet the demands of motherhood. We end up overgiving, caregiving, people pleasing. We get stuck in obligations and duties and demands. And you know what? All of this kills our desire and our lust for life. And it keeps us disconnected from ourselves. It keeps us disconnected from the things that light us up and that make life worth living in the first place. So how can we possibly lean into pleasure in the bedroom and life in general when we have so much to be doing, so much to be giving that doesn't feel, well, that pleasurable, right? That's the question that the Sex and Motherhood Summit is going to address and provide guidance and expert advice on. And it is also the question that I'm going to answer for you today in this episode of the Multi-Orgasmic Mama podcast. But before we dive into the episode, I want to make sure that you get registered for the Sex and the Motherhood Summit. It's totally free. I am hosting it myself. This is the first time that I've ever hosted a summit with other guest expert speakers from around the world. They are some of my colleagues, some of my besties that I've known for a long time, and they are the best in the field at what they do. And the best thing about the summit, you don't have to go anywhere. You can totally watch it live from your computer as long as you've got internet, and there's no cost to attend. So I've selected some of the best people in the world to be on the summit, and I'm going to be sharing personally on the topics of how to ignite your desire and feel sexy again. And other experts are going to be sharing things like how to harness your erotic power, realigning your love, lust, and life with astrology, how to have more happiness, peace, and passion in your relationships, ancient wisdom for the modern mama, secrets to restoring passion for love and life. So many amazing speakers, so many amazing talks. All you got to do is sign up for your complimentary ticket at the link in the show notes. Just head there, click it, and you'll be taken straight to the sign-up link. This is happening June 21st, 2022. If you come a day or two late, that's totally fine. You can buy the recordings and purchase those, and I promise you, you're going to get massive value. So even if you can't attend us live, you can get the recordings from this epic summit that we're going to be hosting on June 21st. So now, for today's podcast topic. This is the Multi-Orgasmic Mama, the podcast for high-achieving moms to have sex worth putting the energy in for. I'm Tilly Storm, a holistic sex and intimacy coach, and it's my mission to help you want sex again, to have better orgasms, and to feel confident and sexy so you experience more pleasure in the bedroom and beyond. Can being selfish in the bedroom save your sex life? First, let's talk about what does being selfish even mean in the bedroom? Well, for many of you, you can think of times where you have felt that men have been selfish. I could probably go around and interview and ask every woman that I see that walks up on the street, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like a man that you were having sex with was selfish? And probably 99 out of 100 times she would say yes. It's very common for men to kind of take charge and to sometimes view them as even selfish because for them, pleasure tends to come easily and it's not very complicated, and oftentimes they are just not really putting in the time and the effort to get to know you. They probably know nothing about women's pleasure in general. This is most people in the world. Most women don't know anything about women's pleasure. So you can't really blame them for that in one light, but in the other light, in terms of men being selfish in the bedroom, it's a super common thing. Women, on the other hand, tend to not be or perceived to be as selfish in the bedroom. And this happens because women are caregivers. They're people pleasers. They're concerned about what other people are thinking, what's going on, how they're feeling. Women are so trained to be people pleasers, overgivers, and caregivers that they often leave behind the things that they want and forget about their pleasure and service to other people's pleasure. Now, in terms of being selfish in the bedroom, can this benefit someone who is a people pleaser or an overgiver? My answer is yes, yes, and more yes to that. I firmly believe that sex for most women who tend to be natural caregivers and people pleasers, that when they learn their own body, when they start to understand their own pleasure, that taking charge and being in control, feeling that they can lead the way, that they can initiate, that they can be selfish and say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I like, and they can be explicit about this actually works. Because most men who are with women who are overgivers and people pleasers are wondering what in the heck you want in the first place. They're left thinking, if I only knew what she wanted, I would give it to her. Or if I knew what would please her, I would do it for her. But I have no idea. And this is because most of the people listening to this podcast in particular, most of our clients, you're in that overgiving, people-pleasing mode. You're moms, most likely. There's many of you out there that aren't, and that's okay too. But if this resonates with you, if you find yourself having a hard time stating what you want and like, if you have a hard time asking for it, then yes, being selfish can save your sex life. Esther Perel even talked about this. She's a famous sexologist, and she spoke of this in one of her books. I cannot recall which one. But she basically said that when women take charge of their pleasure and they state what they want and like and they're selfish, then this is actually the one space in their life where that's actually acceptable. It's acceptable behavior because this often turns their partner on. So when you know what you want and like and you go after it and you're not sitting here being a dead fish in the bedroom or, acting like it doesn't matter, I feel like I'm only having sex out of obligation, it feels just like a duty to keep my partner around. That's most of the women in our programs that we work with. If that's you, then I want you to get selfish because this is going to support you in not only experiencing more pleasure yourself, but increasing your orgasmic capacity, making sex more fulfilling for you and your partner, making it more fun and adventurous and playful, which all goes out the window when you're sitting here being in your head wondering, what is he thinking? Does he like the smell? Is he having fun? Does this feel good to him? Get out of your head. Be selfish. Take charge. Do the things. Get selfish. Yes, yes, and yes. So short but sweet episode today, but I just wanted to put that out because I hear it often. And if this is something that resonates with you and you're one of those people pleasers, overgivers, you don't know what you want and like, then I want you to attend the Sex and Motherhood Summit that I'm hosting on June 21st. All you have to do is register completely for free at the link in the show notes. And I will see you there, Hot Mama. Bye. Loved this content? Then be sure to download my private podcast training, 5 Days to Epic Sex and Pleasure for High Achieving Moms at www.tillystorm.com/5-day training.